Hey guys, what's up? It's Christine Seal, the High Level Queen. I have a super exciting, amazing guest for you guys today. Sorry, he's having some technical issues, but he's back. And I am so excited to have you here, Shaun. What's up?
Hey, thanks for having me. Sorry about the background noise and the technical difficulties, but it's awesome to be here.
All right. Well, thanks for coming. I'm glad you were able to find a Wi-Fi.
Yeah, totally. Me too.
I'm really excited to have you. And, I know you guys have had a lot of really cool, amazing features come out in the past week. And so SaaS V1 is one of them, and workflow. So I just wanted to have you come on and have you talk about SaaS and how is it the wave of the future or isn't it?
There we go. Okay, well, awesome. So let's do that. So first things first, I think it's always good to talk about new agency stuff and features first. So maybe I'll share my screen if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And then I will see what I figure out how to do this here. And let's show off the workflow builder because I think that's a pretty cool place to start. Can you see my screen okay? Christine?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Awesome. So for those of you who haven't heard, we have launched a workflow builder. What is that? That is very similar to ActiveCampaign, HubSpot, Infusionsoft. It's literally the ability to come in and create a visual workflow and a visual set of actions. So for those of you who've used HighLevel in the past, we have campaigns and we have triggers. This is really like combining them together. It's pretty cool. So like here in this flow, we're literally sending out a text message saying, hey, do you like tacos? We're waiting to hear back, and you can put these cool wait conditions in. So for example, in this case, waiting to see if the contact replies, and if they do, looking at the reply or timing out after 20 minutes and proceeding on. And then in this case, if they reply back and they say, yes, they like tacos or tacos are amazing or something positive, we're able to do an if block here and then split on that reply and either go left or go right. It's a pretty simple flow, but it hopefully proves the point and kind of shows off. I think this will be a great addition to the platform. So awesome. That is the workflow builder.
I love it. If you guys have any questions, can they go ahead and shoot the questions?
Please do. Yeah, absolutely. Love to answer any questions anybody has. So that's a workflow builder. Pretty excited about that. We've already seen some pretty amazing workflow additions that other people have created that are way cooler than the one I just showed you. And then the other thing we want to talk about, of course, is SaaS and kind of what is SaaS? What does that entail? All that good stuff. So let me start from the top on where this all comes from and the whole point of it. So, HighLevel's mission is simple. We want to help agencies grow and thrive and scale. And we want to do this for a really good reason. We think agencies are the absolute unsung heroes of the small business and really in general, the business world. They are really the people that take great practitioners of all kinds of things and make it so that they can actually do what they do by bringing them customers, helping them grow their businesses, helping them expand. But a lot of times agencies don't get good credit for what they do. And unfortunately, what that means is agencies have really high churn rates. So if you are an agency and you've ever had a customer leave you, even though you've done a phenomenal job for them, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you aren't an agency with a high churn rate, but you've gotten to a place with your agency where you're thinking, gosh, I love my agency, but I really don't want to add another, 10 employees so I can scale up another 100 clients. And so what we realized is the solution to both of those problems is really the same thing. And that is the agency of the future is going to be more than just a services provider. They're also going to be a technology and software provider. And what I mean by that is pretty simple. When you go into a business, we want to make sure that we outfit you with everything. So from the service, the things you need to provide the services that you do, all the way to the software that the small business themselves needs. And as a really good example of this, I always use the company Podium.com. And for those of you who haven't seen Podium before, basically they are a provider of a couple of software tools that I think are incredibly simple but important for the average business. They provide two-way text messaging, web chat, reputation management, and Google My Business messaging. And they sell this for $400 a month. They have over 10,000 single location businesses, and they're doing over 100 million in revenue today. And by the way, they have a 2% monthly churn rate. It's an incredible business, but the problem with it is that they had to raise $200 million in venture capital to get here. And two, they're very limited after that small piece that they provide. And this is where I think agencies have a massive advantage over traditional software companies. All of you know how to provide these awesome outcomes for your clients. You know how to build websites, you know how to run ad campaigns, you know how to drive leads. But what you're missing is this piece right here. You need that software piece so that A, you have a downsell, and B, if a client were to ever leave you later, let's say they said, hey, no thanks on the services, you're always going to have that recurring software piece racking up revenue forever, because almost every time when we look at this, we see that the small business owner will leave the service provider, but they always keep the software. And when we look at why that is, it's a price point issue. And it's just the fact that they can very quickly get to a place where they see the value of a $400 product in a month versus, let's say, a $1,500 plus ad spend or $3,000 sort of retainer scenario. So our goal here is really simple. We're turning agencies into software companies for the very purpose of helping you lower your churn, raise your revenue. And the third piece that a lot of people may not think about on a daily basis is this will actually increase the valuation for your agency if and when you ever go to sell. Because today, if you were selling your agency, you would have to say to people, hey, listen, we've got this great agency. We've got about 50 clients. Some come, some go. We provide them services. We have to hire employees. Like, that kind of sounds like a job. It doesn't really sound like a business. Versus if you can come in and say, oh, actually, we also have $100,000 a month in recurring revenue. And whether we show up to the office today or not, that revenue is going to continue to come in because it's all software based. That will get you an incredibly high valuation relative to a traditional digital agency. So we really want to help agencies do better in the short term, but also prepare you for the long term. So we really think SaaS is the right answer to that.
That's awesome. I love it. Love it. Love it. We do have a couple questions. Everyone's excited about the workflow builders. Before we get
I knew they would be, so that's why I started with it.
Yeah. So before we get too deep into SaaS, Ross wants to know when is it available?
Yes. Okay. So if you are a pro member, you can actually apply to get this today. And let me actually just drop this in the chat here. Sorry, I'm just looking it up while I talk. And again, I hope the background noise isn't so terrible. But basically, if you're on our pro plan, you can upgrade right now today, and we'll turn you on. And then by Friday, we should have an updated announcement as far as what the full rollout plan is. But I will say, in general, it's going to go live to all accounts in the next 2 weeks. We had a great town hall with all of our customers today, as we always do every Wednesday, and the feedback was that it's working great for everybody, and so we can't wait to roll it out to more and more. Here is that form if anybody needs it.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Did you put that
Awesome.
in Facebook, or where did you put that form?
Oh, I guess I put it in the private chat. Hold on, let me.
Oh,
I'm not sure. Let's see. I did private chat here. Can you pick it up and toss it out there?
I can do that.
Perfect. So Christine will distribute it.
Yeah, it's on. I put it on YouTube. So for those of you watching on YouTube, by the way, we have 50 people watching right now. For those of you watching on YouTube, the link is there, and I'll have to upload the link into Facebook group later. Jim asked what plans include this. We kind of covered that.
All plans.
Yeah, you just have to wait longer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, we're only doing this because pro members are some of our most advanced. They're the people that are going to really put it to the test. It's been through QA. There's nothing technically concerning about it. We just wanted to make sure that the feature set was there, that people who build elaborate flows, have really deep experience with other platforms, had an opportunity to take a crack at it first in case we missed anything big. And again, like I said, so far the feedback's been awesome. So if you wait 2 weeks, it'll be available everywhere.
Awesome.
Or better yet, you could upgrade to Pro today, and you could get SaaS version 1 and you can get the workflow builder. So, your choice.
Yeah, for sure. Go upgrade, guys, and then fill up that form. And I think I was talking to your new affiliate manager today, and she said that if I put in the same email on that form, that I would automatically get upgraded pretty quickly.
Yes, you will. Absolutely. We try to automate that. Imagine that. Our platform does a lot of automation, but we try to automate that process completely.
Sweet. So make sure you use the same email, guys. Okay. All right, cool. So if you guys want to see, can you show us the SaaS?
Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me pull an account up.
So while you're doing that, guys, I'm going to make them work for it a little bit. If you guys want to see the SaaS preview, give some likes and hearts, #SaaS. Okay. Show us a little bit of comment love. And I think Shaun's going to bust it out here in a second. I'm really excited to see this.
All right. So hold on here. Just got to find it. I'm gonna pull up somebody's account here and try not to give away anything here. I got to make sure I'm doing a good job. There we go. Okay. So, oh shoot. Well, let me see here. Hopefully it doesn't cause too much of an issue for anybody. So here we go. Let me share my screen again. So for those of you who don't know what SaaS mode is, this is what SaaS mode is, version 1. So this is somebody else's account, so I'm not going to scroll too much. But basically, okay, so there's 2 parts to SaaS. So one is the ability to do monthly plans like a Podium, right? So like a $97 plan, a $297 plan, a $497 plan with all the features and everything else. That is actually going to drop in April. That's actually the easier part. The harder part is there's all of these consumables that come with it, right? So for example, you're going to have your own Twilio account so your clients can do text messaging and phone calls. And the problem is, right, Twilio is going to bill you, let's say, $10 up front or $20 up front. And as text messages get pulled off your account, it's going to basically wind off that balance. And as your balance gets lower, it's going to refill it. Well, what we've allowed you to do is actually mark that up and resell it to your clients automatically. So what happens here is really simple. You can see right here, we have the Twilio resell settings. You're able to set a margin and basically think about it like this. If you said it's 100% margin, when Twilio hits you for $10 up front, we're going to hit your client for $10 up front. And now you've just made $10. So we're allowing you to instantly create a revenue stream off of all the texting and calling that your clients do. So, any of you who in the past who've used HighLevel, I've heard people say, oh no, what happens if my client sends out some massive, huge campaign and the bill is going to be huge? Well, now you're going to encourage your clients to send out huge campaigns because the bigger the bill, the more revenue you're going to generate. And we bill the client the same way Twilio bills you, which is we always bill it up front. So what that means is if we put $20 in the account and we're winding down against that and they run out of credit, we try to run the card and the card fails, we're going to cut off their campaigns. We're going to cut off their ability to send any more texts, and we're going to cut off any of the situations where you might get billed. So there's no exposure there from your perspective. And it gives you an ability to instantaneously start driving in more profit and more revenue. And then let me show you real quick here. I'll switch over and show you kind of how the customer billing piece works. Because what you can also do is you can also start updating customer credit cards on file. And let me show you kind of how that works, because obviously it's awesome to be able to bill people, but you also need to be able to get their credit card in the system. You have to be able to give them the ability to see what's on file with their accounts, all those good things. Here we go. Sorry, let me share that again. And this is called being unprepared, but rolling on the fly. All right, there we go. So here your client can come in and actually put in their credit card information. They can see their balance. They can look at any of their billing history. So they really get an opportunity to come in, and this really prepares them also for that next version of SaaS, right? So when we come out with plan billing, you've already got a customer that has card on file. It's going to be very simple to add them to the correct plan. And then obviously once plan billing comes out, not only will they be able to see the Twilio stuff here, but they'll also be able to see all of their plan stuff here. So I think it's a great way, like I said, to get people up and operational and ready. And for those of you who have existing clients, this is instantaneous revenue overnight. And you should make way more than the additional amount for the pro plan. So I think it's just such a huge win.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. I know a lot of people have been wanting this for so long.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And we'll just continue on from here. So once the plan billing gets out, it's really going to be about trying to get this message out, make sure everybody understands what being a technology provider is all about. Just for a quick, a thing I love to look at, there's a guy's name is it's chiefmartech.com. He's a really smart person, but he is known for one thing in a big way. And that is literally the marketing technology landscape diagram. And basically for the uninitiated, what this is literally every marketing software application out there. He tracks it and has been tracking it since 2014. So if we roll down and look, in 2014, there were 947 pieces of software out on the internet that said that they did marketing. And today, if you look, as of April 2020, there are 8,000. So imagine we're almost in April 2021. That number has only gone up. And as an agency, this is your huge advantage. Because if you think about it, this is the world in which your clients have to live. They have to go out and try to swim around through all these different categories and choose. I mean, look at email marketing alone. They have to choose all of these different solutions for themselves. This is where the SaaS play becomes so killer for the agency, because as an agency, you can come in and say, look, don't even worry about swimming through this massive sea of applications and trying to decide what to do. We have all of this already ready for you inside our platform. It's a one-stop shop. And oh, by the way, as you need more, and you will need more, whether that's websites, whether that's video production, whether that doesn't matter, we're also here to provide those services. So now we've really taken the best of breed of software and your skills and talents as an agency and combined them together. And there's not a single person on the planet who can now compete with you, because if you walk in the room and let's just say there's a software company there that provides all of these software services, they may be able to match you on the feature set, but what they're not going to be able to match you with is the services, because all that business owner has to say is, hey, software company, when I'm ready for my new website or when I'm ready for my new ad campaign, you can help with that, right? And they're like, sorry, can't help you. We're just a software company, right? And then on the other side, on the services side, if you're competing with another agency, now you can say, oh, well, yeah, we can do the same services they can, but they don't have this platform full of tools that they can fundamentally bring to the table to also create that software piece that you need. And the nice thing about HighLevel is it's all white label. So for those of you who don't know, we're all about making sure that your clients don't know we exist, right? So we're here to help power you. We don't want you to resell us. That's our big difference. So whether it's the white label mobile app, whether it is the white label login screen and the white label backend, the whole goal of HighLevel is to not exist. Whew. So I hope this background noise isn't too bad. And ultimately, in the long term, the other thing is HighLevel is not just customizable in one way or another. It's infinitely customizable. We allow you to actually come in, and at the agency level, we allow you to actually put in all of your own code and all of your own JavaScript, your own CSS. You can make the application look and feel any way you want. And you can add on to it. You can create custom left menu items. You can add custom software, so that even someday you walk into the room and you have another HighLevel user there, another agency using the same platform, you can still outcompete with them, because it's your unique IP that's within HighLevel that you've built on the platform that belongs to you and doesn't belong to us, and that we would never give away, that now allows you to be the winner in that bid.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. I love that. So cool. We have a bunch of questions, Shaun. Do you have
time? Stop talking. I'll start answering questions. Where do you want me to go?
All right. So what advice do you have for non-tech savvy agency owners who want to sell SaaS?
Oh, you're going to love this. Okay. So listen, I am waiting like a kid on Christmas for the plan billing, because along with it, we're also going to be launching a done for you setup service. So, and a ton of sales training. So I promise you, Paulson on my team, go check out the YouTube channel. I bet you Christine already has some amazing content and probably will have even more amazing content on this. But the idea is simple. We're going to set it up so that you can just go out, make the sale. On the second that you do, we'll have a done for you setup team where you're putting your client on a calendar link. We're getting on the phone with them. We're setting up all of the SaaS components. We're going to charge you $100 for it. It's going to be an at cost service. So we won't make any money off the deal, but I think it's so important to do this. And then you will charge $199, so you'll actually make money on the deal, and we'll do all of it for you on the SaaS setup side. We're also going to support you with white label help videos and white label help articles in order to also make it easier on the support side. And then over time, we'll also start to offer more done for you support options as well.
Yeah, that's incredible. So
yes, absolutely, Paul. And that is exactly what's going to happen as of, like I said, April 15th. Around April 20th, we'll start rolling out the assets, and we'll do this for a very long time. So we will have webinars on this. We'll have all kinds of information on this. And again, I also think people like Christine, if you just have ever seen her content, she's phenomenal at this. She will have her own take, her own spin. So obviously pay attention to what she's talking about, because she'll also have really good go-to-market strategies for you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. That's awesome. I think I'm really excited about it as well. I know everyone else is. Everyone's been asking me about SaaS. So yeah.
Yeah. And for those of you who are hearing this now, what I like to tell people is you're ahead of the game right now. So this is that time where if you're a little creative, a little able to do a little workout in front of us, you can get ready for this. You can even make the sale today. If anybody, I always tell people, look, if you show up at my door and say, help, I just signed up 10 people, I don't know what to do, I can help you with that problem. And so I think that don't worry about that. I would just start thinking about how to sell it to your niche, how to sell it to your existing agency people. The other thing I would say is, this is not a new idea. So for those of you who might be on the fence or like, this guy sounds like a crazy dude who drinks too much coffee, which is probably true. I actually didn't just dream this idea up. We actually got this from some of our best customers. So we have a ton of customers now. I used to say 50, but now it's over that, where people were literally have literally already moved into the SaaS model. We have 2 people already who this year alone will do over $3 million in revenue just in software. And they're in totally different verticals. One's in doctors and the other's in Airbnb, like management and hosting companies. Totally opposite, totally separate, just killing it already with the SaaS model.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jerry says, can you suggest how to sell it? Webinars, one-to-one sales.
Totally. I think there'll be, what's going to be fun about this? I honestly think there's going to be a ton of ways. Now, one thing I would do if it were me, I'm not a very creative guy. So I would go out and I would just look at what other people are doing. So there's some companies out there I would look at. I would look at Bird Eye. I would look at Podium, and I would look at a company called Thrive, THRYV, which, by the way, for the record, is the Yellow Page company. The Yellow Pages have actually gotten into selling SaaS as well. And here's some inside ball on that. They didn't actually write their own software. They white labeled it. They didn't white label HighLevel, but they white labeled a platform called Vacita. And so it's been a tremendous success for them. For those of you who are interested and don't mind reading big annual reports, I will drop another link in here for Christine to share. There's an awesome presentation that they did where they talk about how they're moving. They're a $1.3 billion publicly traded company, and they're moving away from Yellow Pages and they're moving into SaaS. And SaaS so far for them, they have over 44,000 customers, 127 million in revenue, and incredibly low churn rates. So it's been a very successful model for them. So that's exactly the type of people I would look at. I would model myself around. I would look at their Facebook ads. I would look at their Google ads. I would look at their webinars. I would look at their lead magnets. And I would start to replicate that material and get ready for it. And I would also, another technique I've seen done really, really, really well is, a couple of things. One is courses, because courses can be sold for low ticket amounts. They have high uptake. They also tend to be things where you can use them to offset ad spend. And as part of your course, you can upsell that person into your SaaS. So that's another great way to actually bring people into it. And then another awesome thing that I've seen is, remember, you're not just a service company anymore. Now you're software. So, you can give away free trials, 14-day free trials, 30-day free trials. In fact, I heard a guy the other day, he said, it's actually an unlimited free trial up to your first 10 leads. And it was such a fun thing to watch him do, because what he did is he just literally put the web chat widget on his customer's website. And within the first 3 days, they had over 10 leads. And it was like, bingo, I got you. Because he literally delivered value within 3 days and got an upgrade into a $297 a month recurring SaaS product that customer's not going to keep for life.
That's amazing. That's so smart. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Oh, I'm getting some Twilio questions.
Okay, fire away.
Jerry wants to know, when can we replace Twilio?
I know Jerry. He's just that's like a bait comment. So ultimately, Jerry's question's a good one though. We have a messaging API coming out where we'll allow you to bring any type of messaging that you want. Now, for most people, and Jerry's really specific, he's going to Africa where Twilio is not present, but for most people, we're going to be offering a managed version of Twilio later this year, and specifically to allow to reduce cost for people. But for the record, with the Twilio markup, I honestly believe that 99% of people, Jerry is not one of these people, he's the 1%, will be just fine the way it is. And because we've really just taken Twilio and turned it from a cost center to a profit center for most agencies.
Cool. Awesome. Let's see. Will there be a way to set up SMS and MMS packages?
Yes. Okay. I know this question is a great question. Absolutely. So as part of the plan billing, you'll be able to say, hey, listen, the $97 plan comes with these features, with this snapshot, and with this many starter credits. And we'll do that on both email and SMS, email and Twilio, which is SMS/phone calls.
Cool. Are you planning on adding SMS keyword marketing so we can sell SMS blast services?
I think you can do this now, right, Christine? This is the whole text dog food to get a 10% off on your next dog food purchase or whatever, right? Yeah, you can do this right here, right now with HighLevel, and I suspect Christine probably has a video on this, and if not, she'll have one in 20 minutes from now. So you can absolutely do this already.
I do, actually. It's called How to Make Money on Clubhouse and how to set up your Clubhouse funnel. So,
booyah! There you go. I knew it.
After this, though, not right now. Okay. Our own media guy wants to know: do you have Dunning or some kind of?
Yes, Dunning will be part of the good question. So for those of you who don't know what Dunning is, Dunning's that thing where your credit card bounces and you get nagged by it, right? So hey, your credit card bounced, update your card. And so I think the plan now is we'll do that a variety of times over the first 7 days, and then we'll lock people out. And when they try to log back in, they have to update their card in order to get back in.
Cool. That's awesome. That's a game changer.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. We're going to turn people into real SaaS companies through and through.
I mean, that's better than what Stripe does right now. So.
Oh, absolutely. and for most people, Stripe is kind of cumbersome and complex. I mean, unless you've been working on Stripe for a long time, I could understand that perspective. And so ultimately, that's just, something that we hope that would save people time, not having to worry about.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, this is a question that I would like to know the answer to. When are you going to have a live event?
Yes. Okay. So, it all just depends, right? I think we really wanted to have one already planned for this year. We're trying to figure out, do we go virtual? Do we go live? I'm kind of a fan of live. And so as a result, I'm just kind of waiting for COVID to be a thing of the past. So, if you live in the state of Mississippi, I heard everybody can now go get vaccinated if they want to. So that's good for Mississippi. But I'm in Oregon and we don't have that luxury quite yet. So, I hope that later this year, this is a possibility. And I think that, we'll honestly try to do something this year for sure that's live. It'll probably be smaller than we would have otherwise done this year had COVID not happened. But we will absolutely have something later on this year. And I'm thinking Vegas, because everybody can get to Vegas. The flights are cheap and the hotel rooms are cheap. Plus, a lot of people like to go to Vegas. So,
I have never been to Vegas.
You've never been to Vegas?
Never.
Well, I used to be in the women's shoe business. And so I used to go to Vegas all the time because that's where all the shoe shows are. So that's my Vegas connection.
That's fascinating. Wow. So you guys learned something new, and so did I.
Yeah, I'm the last person to buy kitten heels, but I used to have to pick them out all the time. So there you go. I'll tell you more about that when we go to Vegas.
Okay, maybe we can go shoe shopping.
Exactly.
Okay. Can MMS message credit values be weighted, such as iMMS?
Yeah, so I mean, you have to. Yeah, so they will be weighted, and in fact, what we're going to do in our system is we're going to call them credits, because the reality, right, is that people don't know what the heck segments are or any of that other technical stuff. And so what we'll say is you get X amount of credits. And so like an MMS will be, like this example, perfect, 3 credits, and an SMS will be 1, and a phone call will be like 2, or like whatever the ratio is. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sweet. Cool. And the names aren't showing up because you have to actually give StreamYard your permission or it's pulling your name from Facebook. So we're not trying to anonymize you guys on Facebook. Okay, we love you also, but that's what's happening here.
Funny story, StreamYard was just acquired for like some obscene amount of money. And they're from the town I went to high school in, Tualatin, Oregon, which is like some little suburban town in Oregon.
No
and their
way.
Office is, their office is above like some shady liquor store that I in some strip mall that no one ever used to go to, and yet they got bought out for like $100+ million.
Oh my God! See, yeah. And that goes back to SaaS, right?
Absolutely, and that's the thing. I mean, when I saw it, I'm like, gosh, I mean, if that can happen for StreamYard, just imagine what we can do for the rest of the world, and what we can do for all these agencies, and so I think that's what's super exciting about it.
That's incredible. I will never cancel it. I absolutely love it. Just like
StreamYard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. Okay. Can we set it up to where 300 per month includes X number of texts? You said that, did you?
Yes, but I just figured. Yeah. Yes again.
Yes and yes and yes.
Double yes.
Okay. Yes, I will share a link to the report.
Yeah, Christine will drop it like it's hot. So for those of you who look at this report, what's really remarkable is just the way they've thought about this. And they compare themselves in this. In fact, I should probably just stop talking about it, and maybe I'll just show it ever so briefly. But I have just been studying. Oh, wait, there we go. Hold on. I've been studying this report like crazy because I just think it's just so interesting. Hold on here. Sorry, I'm gonna figure this out. It's called. I have a lot of. I've just learned I have too many tabs open because I can't actually find the one I'm looking for. How about?
Yeah, story of my life.
Okay, well, never mind. You keep talking and I'll see if I can figure out how to do this. Okay. Here, you know what I'll do? I'll just reshare this and I'll pull that report up all over here. So,
I can share.
There we go. Okay. I got it. And it's just loading up here. Can you see my screen? Christine, can you see it?
Yeah, I got it.
Perfect. Okay, here you go. So let me just beef this up. So this is literally Thrive. So as I said, 1.3 billion in revenue, 452 million in EBITDA. Huge company, 1,300 salespeople, 360,000 clients. But look, 44,000 SaaS clients. And look, these people are the internet yellow pages. They're YP.com, they're Dex, they're all the people we know. But look, right over here, revenue, 127 million, 10% of their total revenue, 44,000 clients. This whole presentation is really a big thing talking about how they're moving away from yellow pages and they're moving to SaaS. So look, right now they're saying, look, we got 44,000, 127 million. Our goal is to get to 200,000 and 500 million in revenue, all off of SaaS. And if you go and look at and they talk about who they sell to here, building contractors, legal services, auto repair, dentists. These are their target markets for their yellow page services, but they're trying to move people into their SaaS product there. They do a great job in this presentation talking about they like compare themselves to Keep and HubSpot. I think this is really awesome. They also show that the market size is 30 million. It's incredibly big. And so there's a lot of potential here. And also they talk about their churn rates, incredibly low churn rates. And this is the message I have for agencies. It's like, look at this. I mean, it's incredibly profitable. It has amazingly low churn, and it's a good base to build all of your services on. It's like, you don't even have to change really what you're doing. You're like just selling and adding on additional revenue to the people that you already have as clients. And in the future, as you go forward, if you ever get into a scenario where someone's like, I don't know, it's too expensive, whatever, boom, you've got a great downsell and the thing that you know you're going to sell anyways to create immediate value. And even within that, if they don't like the 97, 297, whatever your price point is, you can offer it as a free trial. And you're like, I mean, it's just stupidly obvious. And, you know, for those of you who haven't heard about it, you know, Google My Business Messaging is going to be a big thing this year. Google My Business Messaging is, think about it like web chat, but inside Google. When you literally go to Google and you start searching like DUI attorney Seattle is an example that I've been using quite a bit. Right now, you look at this map pack and it's like website and directions. They're actually going to add messaging to this. So you're going to start seeing a messaging button here. You're going to see message buttons on the Google AdWords. You have these new things are called LSAs or local service ads that Google has launched. You're going to start to see messaging within here. All of that is integrated into HighLevel today. All that messaging will pipe right into HighLevel. And it's, again, a great thing for you to go out and start talking to businesses about, because every small business, I think in 5 years is going to have this technology in place. And I know they need to buy it from an agency. You're the absolute right person to sell it to them, because you can do so much more after that sale.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Wow, Francis used to sell for Thrive when they were yellow pages.
That's awesome. I talked to somebody who did. Is there anything else after that?
He said it's way overpriced for what.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. I wonder if that's who I talked to the other day. I talked to somebody who, you know, he said, oh, you know, they sold yellow pages and then they tried to sell Google AdWords and the churn was terrible on Google AdWords. Well, guess what? That's called marketing services, right? And then he said, the person I spoke to said, look, when they moved to Thrive, the churn rate went right through the floor. And they were able to keep their clients a lot longer. So I love that person threw that out there.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can you integrate with manychat?
Yeah, so we have a Facebook messaging integration. And as a result, as manychat is doing its thing, all those messages automatically flow in. And then also in manychat, if you say, and this happens with any Facebook message, but if you say like, what's your email address? And someone gives you your email, or what's your phone number, we'll automatically map that data over into the contact record. And then so later on, let's say you're done with your manychat flow and you want to actually take the answers they gave you and pipe them into custom fields inside HighLevel, you can easily do that.
Cool. Awesome. Yep, you can actually pull the manychat people in directly into HighLevel. You don't have to have Zapier to do that. So there's a video on my YouTube on that if you would like to do that.
I knew it.
Sean, I'm running out of things. Like, I need you guys to keep putting.
We got the workflow builder. Come on, Christine.
Yeah. Keep it up so I can keep making more new content for you.
I know.
Guys.
Don't worry. We got you covered.
Can you integrate with Chatmatic and WhatsApp?
I don't know what Chatmatic is, but probably. Okay. WhatsApp. All right. For those of you listening out there, if any of you know Mark Zuckerberg, maybe he's your neighbor. We are sitting in the developer waiting list for this. Just go over and knock on Mark's door and say, don't worry, Mark, it's not the federal government. I'm not here to regulate you. Could you just let HighLevel into the beta for WhatsApp? So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. And for those of you who told me, hey, you've seen it in other places and all of this other stuff, most of those places don't actually let you go live with it. You still have to contact Facebook. You still have to get their approval, and they're not letting anybody in at the moment because they're trying to consolidate the APIs between WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, and Instagram DM.
Mm-hmm. And then as far as Chatmatic goes, I don't know what that is either, but if it has webhooks or Zapier integration, it should be pretty easy. Go look into that, Rick.
I don't know what Chatmatic is out there. You can tell me later, Christine.
I don't know. Starting with the end in mind. This is a big question.
Yeah. If you start today, how would you approach growing a SaaS company or agency with the idea of eventually selling or exiting the business? I would just literally start, acquiring customers. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the advantage that the agency has. So if you think about this from a valuations perspective, acquisition perspective, all of this stuff, the reason large SaaS companies have to raise so much capital is because they have a fundamentally capital inefficient way of getting new customers. You as an agency do not. Because you sell in on services, while they may have a less desirable hang time, they have a very short payback window. So what I would think about is go out there, and I know a guy who does this. He acquires off Facebook ads. He knows going into it that the Facebook ads are going to last him like 5.5 minutes. and he doesn't care because he just uses it as a way to pay back his ad spend. He flips them into SaaS. And this guy, oh my gosh, I think he's doing over 100,000 a month now. And all it is he's churning and burning on the Facebook ads just to get enough cash to run the ads, just to bring him in for a month, just to get him on SaaS. And in fact, he tries to get him to get rid of the Facebook ads after the first month or after whatever his payback period is, because he just doesn't want to hassle with it anymore. And he runs them into SaaS. But the most important thing to realize is focus on the recurring revenue piece. It's the recurring revenue that doesn't require labor. So when you go to sell a business, the acquiring party wants to see, do you have a money machine? Do you have a money tree for me? And if you have a recurring SaaS revenue stream that doesn't have a massive staff attached to it, that is where the big valuations come in. That is why software companies get venture capital to begin with. It's because they're highly profitable, highly capital efficient organizations, and that's why they're able to raise. And that's why marketing agencies or accounting firms or anything else, those people can never raise venture capital, because every time you want to expand, you got to add people, versus a software company, you don't.
Right.
Raise venture capital because every time you want to expand,
you gotta add people. Sorry.
It's all good.
Something weird is going on with my computer. I'm sorry. I was trying to pull the comments, and then it's brought up another YouTube and started like
freaking out.
Me.
Oh no.
I was gonna say though, sorry about that, guys. Next week, I'm interviewing the owner of Lead Carrot. Do you know Ross?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna come on and talk more about how he got 2,000 SaaS users.
Ross is crushing it. For those of you who haven't seen his stuff, he's really good. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Oh, Francis wants to know if your tracking will survive the big iOS 14 updates.
Well, so our tracking. Well, yeah, sure. No, so what we're doing there is pretty simple. We are so we have the new workflow builder, as I just showed off, and the very next release for that will include the Facebook conversions API. So for those of you who are unaware of this issue, basically right now Facebook uses third-party cookies. Third-party cookies are going away, but first-party cookies, of course, will still remain. And the Facebook Conversions API will allow us to basically use our own first-party cookies to deliver tracking information back to Facebook through our own system. And we'll have that out, I don't know, probably in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
So yes, that's a long way of saying yes.
Cool. Jerry has another question. What do we say if someone asks
This is a great question, actually, Jerry. Thank you. So HighLevel is a platform, okay? HighLevel is a platform, and I hate to break this to you, HighLevel is not built on itself. HighLevel is built on things like Google Cloud or Amazon AWS. We build on platforms. Everyone builds on platforms. There's nothing wrong with saying, yes, this is absolutely my software. But you're not saying, just like we say that. I mean, I'd say, yeah, we absolutely built HighLevel. But I wouldn't say, oh, we built the data centers that the stuff runs on. We built the payment processor that the payments are run through. No, of course not. That'd be silly, right? We're a platform built on platforms. And when you talk to your customers, you can say, oh yeah, this is our software. And if they're like, wait, but you built every last little piece of it. You're like, oh no, I mean, we built on top of another platform. And if anybody wants a good reference, just look at Salesforce. Then there are companies that have sold for over $1 billion who exist nowhere else but on top of the Salesforce platform, and wouldn't have gotten there and wouldn't have exited and wouldn't have a business if Salesforce hadn't provided them the basic starter of a platform. So we're doing nothing different. We're just giving it to agencies who I think are far more effective at delivering real results for their customers than software companies.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. That's a great response, and so true. I mean, guys, if you are white labeling HighLevel, and let's say, that you're in the plumbing niche and you've built an entire system in HighLevel to help plumbers get more appointments, well, it's yours at that point, right? You've got all the campaigns, the follow-up, the nurturing, the triggers, the funnels, the websites. You've got everything built into your platform, and it's yours, right?
Yep. And you can go deeper too, right? Like we have somebody in the car. I love this guy. He's in the car dealership niche, and he has an entire app built on top of the platform where he can run credit apps, he can check inventory, and and it's all his own. And I also will say I know of at least one person who has built and sold a SaaS company for I think his exit was around 5 million, all on top of HighLevel. So not only is this a theory, but I've also seen it in practice. So it's totally a non-issue. And again, when you get acquired, and I can speak for this, I was acquired. My last SaaS company was acquired. The people who acquire you, they're going to come in, they're going to ask good questions, but most of those questions are about: is the business real? Are the customers real? Is the revenue stream real? And do you have the capacity and the ability to continue forward? If we were to acquire this business, will it continue to run? Those are the ways people ask those questions when acquisitions happen. They're not going to say like, hey, let me go look at every platform you integrate with and all of this other stuff. It's just less of a thing than I think you might imagine.
Right. And that kind of brings me to something that I was talking with someone about the other day, as far as being able to sell your SaaS company.
Mm-hmm.
He was talking about like one of the mistakes he made in the beginning was he was the face of the company, and it ultimately wasn't able to sell because it wasn't about the brand, it was about him. And so if you're going to do SaaS, make sure it's about the brand. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think that matters at all, personally. I think there are definitely standout scenarios where most people are, celebritized in some manner or another, but, and so I can't speak for this person, but I would just say in general, most people are about acquiring a customer base. They're about acquiring a recurring business model. Again, I think there are definitely rare cases where that is totally possible, but I would say on average, get out in front of your customers, be different, be unique, be approachable, be presentable. Most people are, I don't think most people are going to rise to some kind of super celebrity status. So I don't think there's a lot of risk in it, but there's a lot of reward in it. I think that you'll learn more, you'll grow faster, people will recognize your brand more, they'll be more involved with what you're doing, and they'll realize that you care more, and they'll give you, and they'll spend money with you, even if the only reason is that you're present and you care and that you're available. So personally, while I certainly think there's probably people who defy this as a general rule, I think it's very little risk.
Yeah. Cool. That's great. Okay. Do you anticipate having an app marketplace in HighLevel?
Yes, we're working on that right now. In fact, we have 2 people coming into the apps market soon. One is for ChiroTouch integration, and the other is for dental integration, Dentrix, Eaglesoft, and ultimately it'll just build from there. We're huge proponents of enabling others, both on the customer side as well as the developer side. If you go to developers.gohighlevel.com, you can. We have a full open API. We also try to promote people through spotlight sessions, through YouTube videos, through emails out to our email list. I mean, we always work better when we help other people succeed. That is really our motto, and we try to live that both on the customer side and on the developer side. So we will have more of an official apps market probably Q3, Q4. But today, I promise, if you do something amazing, we'll promote the heck out of you and help you get customers.
Awesome. Okay. Do you have
and
time?
I have 6% left on my battery. So,
okay. Well, I'll let you go.
I have to run out the 6%, but if I disappear, you know why?
I'll let you go. But Shaun, it was amazing having you today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to come hang out with us.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me. I am so excited about this. And, everybody who's listening to this, I just want to make it clear, this is the best time to be a digital marketing agency. This is the best time to start this. COVID is on the way out. Small businesses have gotten the message. It's time to go digital. This is an amazing time to be inspired, to be excited. I'm excited to want to thank Christine. She is amazing, and is a big part of how we've gotten here. And so I appreciate everything you've done for us, Christine.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate everything you guys have done for me. Like, totally changed my life. So
good. Well, we're gonna keep it up. That's our goal.
I'm gonna put my link in the chat real quick. Someone wants to sign up right now and asked if there was resources. So
yes. Christine has resources like you would not believe.
So go click that link and you'll get a free course. You'll get a bunch of resources, access to my insider community. And, Shaun, I would love to have you back soon.
Anytime.
It was amazing. And I hope you have a great day and God bless.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.